Hello, subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to another episode of the American Civil War mod for Empire Total War. One thing I want to go and mention, which I think I'll actually go and mention once I hit the end turn button, I just want to make sure real quick that there's nothing else that I need to look at. It doesn't really look like it, so yeah. So let's go ahead and end turn. The one thing that I want to talk about is that I'm going to be messing around a little bit with upload times to try to optimize them for the regions that get the most views of that specific series. They'll change really on like a month by month basis if it changes at all. Although I honestly don't think for the most part they will change. But this series, if I recall correctly, is for the most part going to be set up to go up at around... why the hell would I accept this offer? A military alliance, they'd give me explosive shells, but I'd have to give them Maryland. Fuck you, Spain. But this is going to be like more so optimized for uploading at like 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, or well, just Central Time, period, really, because most of the views, at the very least in January, from this series came from Texas, which is for the most part in the Central Time Zone of the United States. So like I said, if it changes, like in February, maybe most of my views come from, say, California, then I'll change that in March to reflect an upload time that fits for 4 p.m. In California, and so on and so forth. Rifled muskets. It is commonly believed that the introduction of the rifled musket on a mass scale has revolutionized warfare, but that the general fail to appreciate its real impact and blindly continue to employ outmodel tactics. Most rifled muskets are of the 1855, 1861, and 1863 patterns, fire a huge 58 caliber round, and have a range of up to 400 yards. Additionally, a bayonet can be fitted. A well-trained soldier can fire about 3 rounds a minute in the heat of battle, slowed by the laborious loading drills. The rounds fired, known as mini balls, are made of solid or soft lead to aid their expansion in the musket barrel when fired, and consequently splinter on impact, tearing through tissue and bone alike. Quite often, the physical damage caused by these rounds leads to the amputation of limbs, grievous internal injury, and the onset of infection. Fun times for those people. Not really, of course, but whatever. Okay, let's see. So I've got these guys that I still need to deal with. And I could probably deal with them with this group here. That, of course, leaves Frankfurt completely undefended. Which, granted, if the enemy were to come to approach Frankfurt, they'd have to first deal with Nashville. Which, considering the fact that they got this army here led by Perry GT Beauregard, yeah, no, I'm not going to go and leave Nashville and Kentucky undefended. Where was I sending this guy? To Ohio. Why was I sending them to Ohio? I don't know. I really don't know why I was sending these guys to Ohio. I'd much rather go and actually now send them down past Ohio into Missouri and then back around to get them into Frankfurt or into Kentucky. So we're gonna mess around a little bit with using that path. Because I don't really need them to go there, do I? Wrong thing. Policies. Let's see. Illinois is a little bit upset. Oh, go back. But that should be fixed once I build the state house there. They should be happy. I need to get everybody healed up. Especially these areas that are probably going to be seeing a lot of combat in the future. I really want to try to go and take Richmond, but with the sheer number of people that they have stationed there that would support them in just standard Garrison, that's not exactly easy. However, they are upset. Ooh, if they end up with a rebellion there, I could take advantage of it. But I don't think that's going to occur. But if it does, I'll take advantage of it, definitely. But like I said, I don't think it will. Do I want to go and deal with these guys here? Try to make sure they can't meet up with the rest of the Confederate army? Yeah, probably be a good idea, but that'll have to wait just a little bit. Get some conscripts up here in Kansas to try to make sure that, well, Kansas is at least somewhat protected. For the most part, I can leave Nebraska undefended. I would want a military governor there, since that's on the front lines. I'd also want a military governor here, and that can stay there. Let's see. Did these guys
make ready?
needed? What is it that those guys needed? Was it an artillery?
Ready and awaiting orders.
I think it was.
Men, forward.
You guys now have that.
Yes.
Some West Virginia,
Yes, sir.
yeah, some West Virginia volunteers.
At the ready.
Okay, let me actually save real quick. And yeah, I think I'll go and try to finish these guys off. And I think I'll auto-resolve it because I have no real need to fight it.
We are triumphant.
No, completely obliterated them. That's
We can't do that, sir.
fine and dandy.
Sorry, sir.
Patch up what you need to. See if there's anything that I can upgrade. I know there was some over there further off to the right, but I want to see if there's anything over here. No, let's not go with that. I'll go and upgrade over here, actually. Go and upgrade that. And that's fine for now. Oh. Curiosity, what's that guy's level? 4? My guy is 5. Okay. Just go ahead and end turn. This episode may not have any combat, potentially. We'll see. Oh, I did not really expect that to occur. Okay, looks like we will see some combat. Not exactly the combat I was hoping for, however. It is technically possible for me to win this. It is just, however, highly unlikely. However, doesn't this leave Richmond pretty much undefended?
Winning a battle isn't just about
Oh,
winning.
nope, okay. I was kind of hoping that would have given me advice of some sort. Not really. As to, you should probably fight this battle, or you should go and just auto-resolve it, because you're going to lose anyway. Okay. Let's see. Oop, wrong button.
Orders.
Okie dokie, let's see. What do we have to defend ourselves with? We've got a couple of houses. Are any of them really in any good spots? I think they're all kind of iffy spots. I mean, that one might work. This one could, depending on where the enemy situates themselves. This one way the hell out here is worthless. It's too far out. There's none closer. I can't make like a sort of triangle-like thing going on here, so that's all. That's wasting my time. Let's not bother with that. Let's go ahead and take a look over here real quick. Let's see, is there... If I had artillery, it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to place it up over here, but I don't have artillery. I've got 3 militia versus like 5 volunteers, and I've got no reinforcements because I moved the main army off to the side to deal with finishing off some enemies, so I'll probably lose this battle. I only said it was technically possible for me to win. Yeah, I don't think I'll... It's not really possible for me to really make use of the city in this case. I mean, if this was the base game, it would actually be much easier for me to actually win this, because I could just easily sit on the walls. But, oh well, we'll just hope that things work out well for us. So they'll probably just all march up in a straight line and attack me in one go. It's not possible for me to get there before them. Is it maybe possible for me to get some guy in here? I probably could, but it would be a pretty big pain to do that. Actually, no, probably not. Let's see. Grab these two, send them to there like that. Let's see, is there anywhere I can situate you guys to provide any sort of covering fire or something? Not really, because these guys are probably going to come up on this hill. If they were to go down there, it'd be easier for me because I could just line these guys up in a straight line along this ridge here and have them fire down on the side, but the enemy's not going to do that. At least these two guys aren't. They're going to come up here, more than likely. So... Oh, are they all going to sort of march over in this direction? That could be interesting. Let's see, could I potentially... Well, I could put somebody up here, but that would take too long. I could probably make it if I had them run, but... They're then still out of firing range. It's not really worth it. Let's just line our forces up like that. Let's hope the enemy makes some sort of mistake in their formation that allows me to actually be successful here. Stupid game. Don't lock up on me like that when I'm trying to position my units. You guys run, you guys run. You guys run as well. You guys should be able to fire. There we go. The enemy's engaging with quite a bit of friendly fire here, which could be useful. Yep, these guys up here are going to be the real issue for me, because there's nothing I can really do about them. You guys have enemies to fire on. Hurry it up. Chop chop. this is such a small battle, I'm getting generally about 30 FPS. Okay, so... yeah, I'm not winning this battle. Mostly because I don't have anywhere to situate my forces. The terrain's not all that great. But I can at the very least make it so that when the main army starts fighting here, it'll go by even quicker. Is it possible for me to maybe get these guys to get over here? Potentially. I mean, it should be, but I don't really know if I will be able to. And the enemy's not really firing. What is with them? And they're constant marching forward. The audio is so delayed on that, it seems. And these guys are just shooting their friends in the back. And I, technically speaking, on a per regiment basis, have more units than them. Per regiment. I've got 450, they're 400. Oh, and these guys are going to go and just march all the way around back, I think. Well, that's going to be a bit annoying. Terrain's not great here, actually. Let's move you up.
Moving out.
Move you there, run. Terrain's not so great for you either, I think, at least. Well, it's not as bad, actually. I think a lot more of your guys are really able to fire there. But not by a whole lot. Let's see how we can try to make this a bit easier for you. Does that really help? I guess so.
General, stop.
What are these guys doing up here? Oh, they're turning now? They're probably going to march over to the edge of the ridge here. Or of the hill. And fire down. That's what I'd imagine they do, at least.
General, stop. Reporting for you.
It says these guys are firing. I guess some of these guys here in the back are firing, but then they're just hitting their friendlies. What the hell? There we go. That should be better. Now you guys should actually be able to effectively fire on them. It's a shame that most of you guys are needing to reload, though. I don't really know which one of these guys should fire on.
Order.
Let's see, how's this terrain doing for you? I think it's better for more of them, only by a little bit, though.
Staff at your service.
Those guys are not really going to be able... Well, I could hit them, actually. How is the terrain for them when it comes to firing down on me? Pretty good, actually. Pretty good, it seems. I mean, beyond the trees in the way, it seems like it's fine for the most part. Okay, if I can get the one that... Get this one here that's standing in the front to retreat, that would be great. They're shaking. How are my guys doing? Steady, steady, steady. Huh, okay. Yeah, again, I don't think I'm winning this, but I should at the very least be able to do quite a bit of damage to them.
Infantry.
I think they also I think the enemy might have more ammo than me on top of that, so that also makes their job a bit easier. They've got more people. I think they each have more ammo, period. So it's harder for me to really be effective. Oh, there we go. Got these guys wavering, routed, broken, awesome at 233. So about 235-ish. These guys don't really seem to mind the fact that they've got friendlies wavering, but it's probably because they've got more friendlies that aren't wavering nearby or routing. So they don't mind nearly as much. Those are just Confederate conscripts, so they probably don't care as much, realistically speaking. My guys are all still steady, although some of them are winded. Well, these guys are winded. These guys are active, and those guys are also active, so it's not as bad for 2 of my 3 groups. These guys are steady and winded, confident and winded, confident, active. Hopefully those guys don't come back. I would love for those conscripts to not come back. Oh, damn it, those guys are steady, shaking. Oh, my guys are shaking, one of them at least. They better not rout. Or waver. Both of those are terrible things. I almost want to do like a charge, not necessarily a bayonet charge, because that'd be a terrible idea since I'm using plug bayonets. But I do almost want to go and do that. Just tell my guys to charge down there and smack into these guys and hopefully cause them to rout. These guys have actually taken some losses, surprisingly. It's probably just some shots that managed to miss these guys up front and end up going back there. Okay, my guys are steady again. The enemy's steady, shaken. Just the enemy can't make up their mind. Do they want to be steady or shaken? But granted, my guys are also having a bit of a hard time deciding what to do. Although some of their guys are hitting the hill, which is great for me. So the guys hitting these guys up here is a bit harder for them because of the hill. My guys, I think, are having a bit of an easier time firing down the hill. Oh, if these guys are shaking, I might need to pull them out. At least somewhat. Yeah, I don't think those conscripts are coming back, and if they do, it'll hopefully be well after I deal with a lot of these guys. I don't know really who would be the best even. These guys are closest and they'd be coming down a hill, so they'd have a bit more momentum, but of course I'd also have to tell these guys to stop firing completely. And these guys I'd have to change their target, make sure they're not hitting these guys here. In fact, I'm trying for those guys. Try to minimize friendly fire. And these guys in the middle are almost out of ammo. So these guys are going to have to do a bayonet charge, actually, in their case. As soon as they're out of ammo, they're just going to bayonet charge everything.
Yes, sir.
Come on, I need you guys to rout. Worried about casualties sustained, wavering. Come on, you can do it. There we go.
Order. Infantry reporting. Yes, sir.
You fire on that group, you fire on that group. You guys.
Sir. Infantry reporting.
Actually, you know what?
Right away.
You run there. You guys. Oh, no, damn it, they're coming back. That was not part of the plan. That was not part of the plan at all. Oh, my guy's routed. Hopefully they come back, though. Because I need them. They have the most ammo. Oh shit, are these charging? I think they are. That's bad for me. You guys better come back. I'll be pissed if you don't. I don't think they're coming back.
Fixed bayonets!
Let's see how this works out for me. Oh god, these guys came back. Awesome. I was not expecting that. And there we go. Those guys are out already. Why am I not surprised? Actually, I want you two guys to pull back as quickly as you can. They're tired. Yeah. I'm not winning this, but I can at least put up a bit of a fight. You guys go there. You. I don't know where the hell to send you, I guess. Guess you can hide back there. No, you guys keep running. Don't stop running. If you don't run, the enemy's catching up to you. Granted, even if you run, the enemy's probably catching up to you as well, so it doesn't make that much of a difference, but hopefully you guys are fast enough. And we'll fast forward while we wait for these guys to get into position. Hopefully those guys come back. Well, they're out of ammo anyway, so I don't really need them to come back. Oh, and oh, no, never mind. They're not coming back now. They were thinking about it for a second there, but then decided, nah, you know what, never mind, let's not. Okay, let's see if we can try to... I want the enemy to focus on the guys going into the house. That'll make my job a lot easier if they focus on those guys. Because then I can maybe flank them at least a little bit. Come on, chop chop, all of you get your asses in the house. Yep, I know, house secured. Wonderful news for us. Okay, the enemy's marching forward. Just ignore them, just ignore them. Okay, the enemy's getting almost within range. These guys are hidden behind the house like I want them to be so that they're relatively safe.
Orders!
Did you guys just break more of the windows? Oh no, you're actually shooting, okay. Those guys aren't coming back. But again, it doesn't matter, they're out of ammo. It would do me no good really to have to deal with them. These guys on the sides and the rear are gonna be pretty worthless really. It's only these guys facing south that are gonna actually prove to be useful. Okay, the enemy's blobbing up over there. I was not really expecting that, to be honest.
Line infantry!
See, the enemy's confident, fresh. One of their guys is shaken and active. But those are the ones that took quite a beating before. You guys are not shooting.
Stand fast!
It's physically impossible for you. What the hell are you guys doing? Get your asses back behind the house. I never told you to move. I just told you to stop shooting. There's a difference. Steady and fresh garrison. You should take minimal losses, at least with the guys inside. The guys outside, no, they're shit out of luck. However, they're not even shooting because they're not garrisoned inside. So they're not able to shoot. Okay, those guys are gonna come off to the side. These guys are getting really close. What the hell are they doing? Are they just gonna charge the house? Is that it? Or are they just gonna stand out there on the side and do diddly squat? Please take tons of friendly fire. And those guys are routed.
Fix bayonets!
You guys are just gonna bayonet charge out there to finish us off.
Right away!
Come on. Told you to bayonet charge these guys. Or don't, because they're going inside the building and thus you're not allowed to bayonet charge them for some inexplicable reason. Those guys have better bayonets.
Break up attack!
There we go. I wouldn't really classify that as a close defeat. Okay, let's see. They only lost 421 people. Although, as you can tell by the difference here, almost 200 of those, in fact, 190 of them were from friendly fire. So we have lost DC. However, Richmond is pretty much undefended. So what we will do is we take DC. Okay. War erupts in the north, pushes, or public demand in the north pushes Union General-in-Chief Winfield Scott to advance on the south before adequately training his newly formed and untried volunteer army. Scott orders General Irvin McDowell to advance on Confederate positions around Manassas Junction in northern Virginia. But whilst the initial assault meets with some success, the arrival of Confederate reinforcements results in a southern victory and a chaotic retreat back towards Washington, D.C. by the federal troops. The political, economic, and military strength of the Union is much greater than that of the Confederacy. However, the Confederacy provides itself Resilient on many occasions, the Union is far more industrialized than the South, with the North possessing 80% of total U.S. industry. In addition, most Confederate industry is located in the upper South, particularly in Virginia. In addition to the South's lack of industries, most capital is invested in slaves and land, and the South's lack of a general supply of liquid capital makes it difficult for Southerners to buy munitions for the war effort. The South also lacks the factories and other facilities to create cannons, rifles, and other weapons in large numbers. At the beginning of the war, the Confederacy only had one ironworks located in Richmond. This is in stark comparison to the northern industrial juggernaut. The North had begun to industrialize in the early part of the century, this in relation to a primarily agricultural South. In 1860, 84% of Southerners worked in agriculture, compared to with only 40% of Northerners. The North also invested 3 times as much in manufacturing by this time. In 1861, only 25% of all railroads passed through the South, adding to the Confederacy's lack of the necessary industrial and transportation infrastructure to wage an effective war. On the 22nd of July, 1861, Congress authorizes a volunteer army of 500,000 men. Individual states are still responsible for equipping and outfitting the soldiers. However, by the late summer, numbers willing to volunteer drop dramatically, and the Union Army also begins to suffer from an increasing number of desertions. Okay, so
Sir, your
off we
orders?
go to retake DC, and then well, that army there is going to be a bit annoying. I'm going to save real quick, and I think I can auto-resolve the battle to retake DC.
Arms!
Okay, maybe not. Let's demand their surrender. They refuse, of course. Continue the siege
Settlement
for the time
under
being.
siege.
I think I'll do that next episode, because I think this is approaching the about 30-minute mark. I think. I don't actually know for certain. So, what places were supposedly plundered or whatever? Right there. Is that it? Pretty sure it marked 3 locations. Okay, up there, there, and there. Okay, so there they all are. The army here in Santa Fe is eventually going to go and take Texas. Eventually. That's going to take a little while, though. Let's see, is there any more iron for me to upgrade? I don't think there is. Beyond the one right here, right next to the Confederate Army. So I'm not going to go and upgrade that one just now, because the money's going to go to waste. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really any other ones, so how much money do I even make? Wrong one again. I don't know why I always hit objectives. Let's see, let's see, yeah. These guys are still a bit upset. And I can't really do anything about that until that's built in 2 turns. Let's see, Philadelphia has infrastructure that can be upgraded. So let's do that. New York can be upgraded. Massachusetts and Maine can also be upgraded. Let's upgrade Central New York and West New York. I'll probably want to go and upgrade Kentucky and Tennessee so I can get armies down there faster after dealing with that guy, who's actually kind of pissing me off with his existence there. Wow, 500 for Marines. Damn, that's a lot of people. But I'm probably limited. Yep, I'm limited to 2 of them. So, a couple Marines, artillery battalions, some engineers and conscripts, along with 1 or 2 artillery, would probably make for a nice second army. So yeah, okay, I built more guys over here in Kansas, which I'm not going to be able to really get forces effectively to New Mexico until I take Upper Texas. Well, that's not technically speaking true, but no, it's because of the railroad. Um, Trade's pretty much non-existent with New Mexico. So yeah, let's go and start building up another army up here in central New York, because I don't think doing it in any other place is really worth it. Central New York is closest, and it's not all that likely to get threatened by the enemy right now. No, no, wait. I want the Marines built first. Marines are stupidly expensive, so let's not build them first, I guess. Oh no, they're all stupidly expensive. Okay. So, one Marine, one Union Engineer Regiment. And on the next episode, or part, or whatever, we will probably fight the battle, actually, to retake DC, since it's listed at about 50-50, despite the fact that I outnumber them 2-1, more or less. Game still thinks that they stand a reasonable chance of success, so we're not going to do that this time around, because it's going to be probably a somewhat lengthy battle.
Under siege, sir.
But after we take DC, we're going to build up another army, probably in Philadelphia, that'll get shipped down to DC to defend DC in the event that the Confederates attack it again. And this main army here is going to march down here to take out that army and attempt to well, not necessarily retake, but to take Richmond. From there, not quite sure what I'm going to do. The current plan is just to take Richmond in the near future after retaking DC. It's fairly important to retake DC. Obviously, also build up an army over here in New Mexico and Kansas. Primarily New Mexico, though, I think. So that I can retake land here. I'm going to have to take Nashville. And Nashville's completely undefended. Beyond two little guys there. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to build a separate army over here, probably in, well, not probably, I will build a second army here in Santa Fe to go and retake, well, not retake, but to take Nashville, Chihuahua. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems like it'll be perfectly fine. So that's going to be it for this episode. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.